It is the Riot Podcast. This is the Friday, July 29th edition. This is Hudson and Isaia only. Nikki has now set off on her trip to Myrtle Beach. So she's going to be for the next, I guess it would be, 6 episodes, including today. There'll be no Nikki involved.
All next week. Lucky gal.
Yeah, for sure. Do you feel that that we missed Nikki today? As do you think the show would have been better if she was here?
Well, the show is always better when Nikki's here. But I feel like we did a pretty darn good job in her absence.
I think we did a good job, but especially
we could have used her.
Yeah, we could have used her, especially the first day without her. It's like we're on vacation too, in a way.
It feels like it. I'm living vicariously through Nikki right now. I also am on my way to the beach. Happy times for me.
You're camping out in Virginia overnight. That's what she's doing.
Yeah, I know. I'm jealous.
It's like you're along for the ride.
Yeah, so I think the show today went pretty good. We kicked it off in the beginning by talking about if you're looking for free lunch, you could just start working in Chick-fil-A. And
there's a lot of blowback to Chick-fil-A for this policy that they try. I mean, I think they've canceled it, which means if anybody signed up, they're probably out of some chicken sandwiches, which is really disappointing. That would be the worst.
Yeah,
then you'd have everybody upset with you. The people that wanted to work for you and the people that were already upset with you. You can't. That's a no-win right there.
It's a no-win scenario. You were able to get lunch every day, essentially, for working like an hour, and you get lunch all week. I don't understand the backlash. I don't get it. But at the same time, I think people are thinking that this would be a full-time job for someone. Yeah. It's definitely a side job.
They're just not they read the headline, and that was good enough.
Because that's how I was. When I read it, I was like, this is wrong.
Yeah.
And then we read the first 3 sentences of the actual article, and I was like, this is awesome. I want to do it.
Yeah. It sounds pretty sweet, and it's a gig we would, as a show, sign up for, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Then we moved on to talking about how some online flirting can ruin real-life relationships.
And it's not just us saying that.
It's a little bit of the scientists as well.
Backing it up with science.
There's no way to find better advice for dating than finding it from some of the smartest people.
Well,
they know how to pick up girls and guys. That's what they do. The scientists know.
They should, anyways. They have access to all this data that we don't. When you're going into a relationship, it's just it's a sample size of 1. But when you've got all the relationships that you can take into account, and you can add it all up and see how things are playing out for different people doing different things, obviously, you're going to learn the language of love pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I think, too, if you, the study pretty much states, essentially, if you're talking to more than one person, it's not going to work out, which I feel like is pretty obvious. But I will say, we didn't talk about this in the segment, but, it talks about online flirting, but real-life flirting, I think, is different than online flirting is.
Why do you say that?
Because I think that online flirting is very purposeful. If you're putting in the time to text someone back every day or Snapchat someone every day, that's whatever, if you're interested in them or whatever, and you have a relationship. Whereas if you're in person in a group setting, some people have more flirtatious personalities where they're fun, loving, joking. They can come across as flirting, even if you're not trying to flirt. Where I think that is different comparatively so to online. Because if you're texting someone back, then you're purposefully flirting with them. Where in person, I think some people's personalities can come across as flirty.
That sounds like something that happened to you.
Me?
Yeah.
I would say
you're pretty flirty.
I love flirting with you.
You're fun and flirty.
I am a fun personality. I like to hang out with my friends and stuff and joke but people probably think that I'm flirting with them when I'm just being nice to them. I would say probably.
I can when you're flirting in person, or when you seem flirty in person anyways, that's still confined to the situation of you can only do that when you see the person.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you can only see the person if you only see the person in certain instances. That does put kind of a pretty, a box on that situation. Whereas if you're doing it online, texting people back, DMing people back, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, would you consider your personality very flirtatious? People call you a flirt back in the day, Hudson?
Maybe back in the day, not as much now.
Back in the player days.
I've grown out of that. I've become too serious.
A little too serious for the flirting game. I can't imagine you flirting, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I can't. I can't imagine you on a date flirting. You still know how,
It'd be very uncomfortable for everybody.
You think you still remember how to flirt a little bit? your game?
Definitely not. I haven't had to date in several years.
Yeah.
It would be a disaster from every
I can't imagine.
every angle possible.
I legitimately cannot imagine. And if
I barely know how to talk to people normally. Forget about turning on the flirt section.
The flirt side of Hudson?
Yeah.
Little flirt.
Nobody wants to think about that.
I would love to see a 30-minute video. I think that would make
Me trying to pick somebody up.
If you trying to flirt with a girl would make my entire year if I could see a 30-minute video of just awkward encounters.
That'd be sobering for all of us.
It'd be a great TikTok for the cringe videos.
Enjoy the podcast today, and just hang with us while Nikki is on vacation, because we're gonna get there.
We'll get through it. We'll see you guys. See you guys soon.
And catch you next time.
It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Good day and welcome to Friday on the Riot, and it's a special Friday because it is just the two of us, as in me and Isaiah.
Does that make it special? Does that make it a special Friday?
You don't think it makes it special?
I think it makes it an interesting Friday. Maybe everybody's gonna be ready for the weekend. They're like, let's get the heck out of the week. These two are the ones on the air. Let's kick it to Saturday already.
Well, when it's just the two of us, it's going to be a party. Not that Nikki doesn't know how to party.
Nikki knows how to party.
But it's
she
just
knows how to throw down.
a different kind of party when it's just Isaiah and I. So Nikki left on her vacation. She might be, she's probably on the road now for all we know, on her way to Myrtle Beach. So that means we've got about a week and change for just Isaiah and I to take the reins, and whatever will be, will be. Now, Isaiah, I don't want to make you jealous, but did you see? I want you to look over here. Look at this.
What is that?
Nobody can see, so you're going to have to describe it.
You have a Packers training camp shirt that you're holding up. Did you buy that?
No, I did not. I haven't been to Packers training camp in my life.
Is that from the training camp?
It's from the real training camp.
Out in Green Bay. How'd you get your hands on one of those?
Well, you may know one of our favorite listeners, Jim.
Sounds like he's your favorite listener. You're like, actually, I love Jim because he's hooking you up.
He gets me gifts.
Oh yeah.
He went to Packers training camp recently, and he decided that because us Packers fans, we're a close knit community, we take care of each other, and he said, Hudson, you can live vicariously through me as I go to Packers training camp. I'll even bring you back a shirt. And so I appreciate.
I am jealous.
I appreciate Jim a lot. I hope one day you'll have a Browns fan that treats you so well.
I've had some good stuff. I've had some good stuff come in the past. I got a Browns jersey one time for Christmas. So my Browns listeners, they take care of me as well. So
that's right.
We've got some brownies that text in, and they give me updates on the games and stuff. And so I talk Browns with some of the listeners. So I'm sure at some point I'll get hooked up with something nice. Some point.
Yeah, somebody out there definitely has the means and the interest in getting you some Browns merch. But no, I really do appreciate Jim doing that for me. I instructed him to kiss Aaron Rodgers' feet for me, so I appreciate him doing that as well. And it's just looking forward to the season.
Oh, we're ready now. Feels like we're getting close. Now that August is about to hit, it's almost time for the fall. I can smell it in the air.
Yep.
It's on the way, so I'm excited.
Hearing in my the circles I run with, a lot of college football talk. So it's coming. It's coming. You know what I think about when I think of college football?
What do you think?
One of the things I think is Chick-fil-A.
Why is that?
They do a lot of advertising for college football season.
Yeah, you're right. They do.
And
that and Dr. Pepper.
That's right. And I've got a Chick-fil-A that is using some interesting means to try to get people to help them out because they're a little shorthanded. We'll talk about that next.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Now, the worker shortage, I think that is kind of that's gone the way of the past. Everybody has to work now because nobody can afford everything. So so everybody's had to jump back into the workforce. However, every place hasn't recovered equally. For example, a lot of fast food restaurants still seem to be feeling the pinch, including a Chick-fil-A in Hendersonville, North Carolina, where they are trying some unorthodox methods to get people to help out. They thought instead of trying to hire people to work full or part-time, what if we fill some of the holes in our drive-through system with volunteers, basically?
What?
They thought we get a few people on hand. They're not going to be employees. We're not going to put them on payroll, but we'll take care of you if you volunteer to work an hour shift for the drive-through. And so here's what they were offering, because, it's not just a complete volunteer. They're going to pay you back. They're offering to pay 5 free entrees per hour shift worked if you were to jump in on the drive-through at Chick-fil-A in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
When I first read this headline, I was like, wow, this is ridiculous. But now when I hear 5 free entrees per hour, that's like a pretty good deal.
It's pretty generous, right?
It is a good deal. 5 free entrees an hour. Now, I think when my first take on this, before you said that, I was going to say, what the heck are they thinking? Like, they're just going to have volunteers do the exact same things that employees do? Like, that's not right to pay them in chicken sandwiches, which for Chick-fil-A costs them probably like 10 cents to make.
Yeah.
But 5 free entrees from Chick-fil-A an hour, that's a pretty good deal. That'll feed you for a while if you're willing to work a decent amount.
Well, I'm thinking that, but then it wouldn't take you long before you had enough free entrees to last you a while.
Yeah,
you build those up, and what, are you going to share them with your friends? Of course not. You're the one that did the work. So why would you buy Chick-fil-A entrees or use your free entrees for your whole family? That's ridiculous. You'd save them up for yourself.
Yeah.
But once you get to like 25 entrees, you still can't eat at Chick-fil-A every day.
You can eat there every day. You can eat there every day for lunch if you wanted to.
I guess so. It is. It's that good, but is it that good for your health?
It's not good for your health, but at this point, if you're willing to work there for an hour for 5 free sandwiches or 5 free entrees, I don't think you care about your health that much if you love Chick-fil-A like that. But I think, for me personally, I'm interested. I would do this because I get off work so early that I get off every day at 1:30, so I could go and work at Chick-fil-A from 3:30 to 4:30 every single day.
Do a dinner shift.
If I did that for a week and I just worked 1 hour, 1 hour is essentially nothing. You show up the first 15 minutes, you're not going to do anything.
Right.
The last 15 minutes, you're not going to do anything. So realistically, you're working for a half an hour and you're going to get paid for Chick-fil-A. Let's say we'll round up to $10 a meal, a little bit generous, but $10 a meal, and that's $50 an hour, which isn't bad at all.
But I don't know if it's a meal or if it's just an entree.
So do you just get a chicken sandwich?
Just one sandwich.
Hey, you know what? That's fine though. I still think
you're still probably making a good deal.
Yeah,
still probably making money on the offer.
Yeah, because if you let's say you go to Chick-fil-A every day and cash it on your free entree, then all you're buying is just fries. That's going to be $1 or $2, and so you could eat lunch for $2 every day for a while.
Well, I don't think if they're giving me 5 free chicken sandwiches, I don't think I need fries. I think I'll just get 3 sandwiches and be good to go.
Oh, you probably could, because if I worked there an hour shift a day for 5 days of the week, if I just did Monday through Friday, then I would get at the end of every week, I would have 25 free chicken sandwiches.
You'd have plenty.
Which is a month's worth. If you get a fried with it too, if you pay for the $1 fry, that's a month's worth of food that you just earned in 1 week. I want to apply. I want to be this volunteer.
See, I'm surprised to see your reaction like this because the internet's reaction was not so kind. People online think that it's not right that you're paying, these are hard times. Inflation is running rampant. People need cash. They need a salary, and you're offering to pay in chicken sandwiches. You can't take that chicken sandwich and spend it somewhere else to get gas in your car. So people are upset about that when they're doing the same work as the actual employees who do get paid in cash. But it feels like you're getting paid more, though.
Yeah, you are getting. I think it's a better deal.
More flexibility.
Way more flexibility. And this isn't for someone's full-time job. They're not.
Right.
Chick-fil-A doesn't think oh yeah, this is they're going to work 7 hours a day and we're going to pay them 300 chicken sandwiches a week.
Obviously.
I think they're just looking for somebody that's already has a job that's willing to come in from 5 to 6 and just help out in the drive-thru when it gets really busy.
Well, sign Isaiah up, and you know what? Sign me up too. I'd take all those chicken sandwiches.
I'm ready to run. I'll start today.
After I build up a bit of a bank of chicken sandwiches, I might peace out. I might just ghost you.
I'll help you. I'll help you for a month.
Yeah, but I'll help out for a while.
I'll rack them up for a minute.
Eventually, it'll be basically you work long enough. It's a lifetime supply of chicken sandwiches.
It is.
After a month.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
I have a survey here that says that 50%, basically half of dog owners in the United States have a bucket list of memories they wish to create with their pets.
That's cute.
Yeah?
That's very cute.
It's a nice idea.
I think it's a good idea. Everybody, because for a lot of people, your pet for a long time is your child. Like you treat him like as one of your children. I hope that's how you look at your dog as your child.
Okay.
Do
Are
you?
you asking me?
Yes. You don't, do you?
No,
you
not
don't.
really.
What is it? That just an acquaintance you have in your house?
It's my pet. What a...
Oh, no.
Why does it need to be more or less?
Jim is my son. He's my little boy. He's my little prince. And I treat him as if he is my own. I raised him. I'm his dad. I'm literally his dad.
So that means that you must have a bucket list.
I do have a bucket list of things. But the thing is, Jim's just an issue. Like, I can't take him places. I want him to be the dog because he's so ugly cute, you know? And when he goes out, he just catches looks because he looks like just an enlarged squirrel. Those big old ears and his long body. He's real cool looking. Doesn't look like many other dogs. So I want to take him out and flaunt him around. But unfortunately, his bad behavior, he can't be in public settings.
So he'll never be able to complete his bucket list that you're creating.
I'm hoping maybe by the time he's like 6 or 7, maybe he chills out a little bit. We can do some fun things. I want to be able to take him like the dog-friendly places, you know, where I can go out to eat, bring him with me, and he gets to experience that because he loves people. But right now, he's such a dirty dog. He's got to just stay in the house.
He would ruin it.
He would ruin it.
He would ruin it. So what's on your bucket list? I'll give you some suggestions from this survey.
Let's hear some of them.
Exploring a new city. You like to take him to a new city? I don't think he would appreciate
Cleveland.
that.
I take him to Cleveland, take him to a Browns game. That'd be kind of cool.
I just don't think he would appreciate.
He wouldn't.
I don't think that's way more for a person than for a dog.
Yeah, he wouldn't do much with that.
What about paddleboarding? What is that? Is that where you stand on the thing?
That's where you stand on it. There's no way.
Or whatever.
He's knocking us off for sure. I'm not even sure he can swim. I don't know if he can or not.
Kayaking?
No.
Skateboarding? These are things that people put on a bucket list with a dog.
Jim wouldn't even fit on a skateboard. He's too long. You take up the whole thing.
Well, then I guess he needs to go longboarding.
Longboarding?
Yeah. How about traveling on a road trip? Again, I don't think the dog would probably enjoy the car ride more than the destination.
Yeah, he likes riding in the car. He's cool in the car. I've taken Jim on some long road trips before when he was like a puppy. He did really well, but he didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah. My dog, Saphira the dog, we've taken her on like 6-hour road trips before. She does not enjoy that. You know, she likes car rides. So you give her like 30 minutes or so, she'll have a grand old time. But once it gets to the point where she's, it's just not comfortable for a dog. Seats in a car are not made for a dog to ride on.
No, and they're like confused. They don't really know what's happening. At the same time, and I'm worried about the whole bathroom thing.
Yeah.
I've had Jim pee in the car a couple times. That's always awesome.
No. What about watching a sunset? You want to do that with Jim?
No.
He wouldn't even be able to focus on it, would he?
He wouldn't even realize what's happening.
What kind of dog would just sit there and enjoy
a sunset? What is this list? This sounds like a date. These all sound like dates.
This is a list created by people, not by dogs. They
think their dog likes this stuff?
This isn't what your dog would want. It's what you would want.
Yeah, this is not.
And
these are not
things you can do without your dog. How about one more? Dog yoga class.
Now that's got to be the dumbest one I've heard yet.
Why not?
My
dog does yoga all the time. She's doing the downward
Jim
dog.
Loves the stretch. He looks real cute doing it. But these things right here, these are also the people that spend an unreal amount of money on their dogs because they appreciate it. Jim, I could hand him a water bottle and he would be entertained for 3 hours. Like, he does not care. He'd rather have that than something else. These are the people that are doing the most with their dogs. You can do fun things with their dog. If you want to take your dog to the beach, that'd be one that I could see. Like, taking your dog to the beach that's like a bucket list dog thing. Or taking them to like a lake or something if your dog likes water. Jim doesn't like water, so that's not really for us, unfortunately. But those are the only ones. None of those are good ones. Those are all trash options.
It's a reminder to not be so selfish and not think of yourself. Think of your dog.
What would your dog like?
If you really treasure them,
maybe
in
some
their
cuddles.
Short time on this earth, try to make the bucket list revolve around them
dog park.
and their needs and not yours.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
Have something important to talk about here. Relationship advice.
Oh.
And at least one of us is the person to talk to on that.
Which one is it? Who are you considering? Me, right?
I'm not going to say who, but at least one of us.
Clearly me.
But really this relationship advice, not necessarily coming from us. It's coming from scientists.
Oh, okay.
And who can you trust when it comes to the ways
when it comes
of love?
to dating, scientists, number one, first people you want to go to.
These are scientists at Reichman University, which appears to be in Israel. And what they found in recent research that they've done is that flirting online can ruin a real life relationship. Is that a shock?
You mean like in a relationship that you're in? Like, are you talking about like partial, like kind of like cheating vibes? If you're like dating someone and you're talking to someone else online, like, yeah, that could obviously ruin a relationship.
The line for what is actually considered cheating is very, it's a curvy, squiggly line for a lot of people. It's hard to draw a straight one for just relationships across the board. Different people have different definitions. And so for some, they would say, well, if you're dating somebody and then you're also talking to somebody on a dating app at the same time, some would say, what's the big deal? Others would say that it is that it's a problem. And
I would say problem.
yeah,
I would lean heavy problem.
I think if you're in like basically the term that keeps coming up is flirting. If you're having flirty conversations with people online, even if it's not in person, so it's not like you're going to meet up anytime soon, but still just the sheer fact of what some people might call an emotional affair, that they're saying that surprisingly enough, that is harmful. It will hurt your real life relationship.
I think even if you are trying to find even just like not even like dating someone, but if you're like dating, like trying to find a partner, then I think talking to more than one person, it would like ruin it for you. Because then you're like, well, like I like this girl, but I'm also talking to this girl who all like you're in the constant like juggle. It'll make it to where like, but like there's like downsides to her, but like over here though, like who knows the potential that we could have.
And also at the end of the day, now some of what they're saying in this research, the scientists at Reichman University are saying that when you talk to other people online or when you're flirting with other people that you're not actually interacting with in person, you might see that as harmless, but they're saying that because you're opening up, you might actually be more likely to open up to people online than you would be to somebody in person. So it's affecting your your connection with the people that you actually, like the person that you're actually dating, that you actually should have the closest connection with and share the most with. You're not doing that with them. And it seems that it also maybe just like your investment in the person. If they're the only person you're talking to, the person you're dating, you're going to be much more invested. If you don't feel like, if it doesn't work out, I've got a fallback option.
You can't have the fallback.
No.
You cannot have the fallback.
Definitely.
The grass isn't always greener. So if you're on there flirting around online, then you probably need to pick one and just stick to the one.
Ideally, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you need to put all your investment in that, no fallback, so that if it doesn't work out, you fall flat on your face. And your life
crushed.
is ruined for a while.
Your life is crushed, but at least you're all in 100%. If you start, I'm telling you, if you're juggling, you're never going to be able to pick one. You're just not going to be able to pick one because you're like, oh, they're just good to this person, bad to this one, whatever. And then at the end of the day, what are you going to end up with? Nothing.
A big nothing. At least maybe several different relationships all at once, and none of them leave you truly satisfied.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So take it from Isaiah and I.
And the scientists. Who would you go to first? I mean, the scientists, they know how to date.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Isaiah, you know what week it is, right? It's Shark Week.
It's Shark Week.
And it's fun. It's funny how there seems to be basically like an oppo dump on sharks during Shark Week. It's like all the other marine animals have gotten together and said, how come sharks get their own week and the rest of us are far more deserving of attention and you're not giving it to us?
They're fighting back, it sounds like.
It sounds like. We've seen a lot of other stories about other aquatic animals over the past few days, and this one might take the cake because it's not just, something cool about a different water animal or something frightening or whatever. This is actually literally animals fighting back against sharks. We have here, have you seen the viral footage? An orca.
I have seen this video.
This is footage of orcas, generally portrayed as a gentle giant. The big whales. They're black and white. They seem so cuddly in a way. Fudgy. Is Fudgy the whale an orca? Like for the cake.
Not sure.
For the ice cream cake. I don't know if he is either. But what about Free Willy?
Free Willy, no, Free Willy, yes.
Portrayed as helpless.
Yes.
Innocent.
Free old Willy.
Couldn't hurt a fly. Or what about in what's it? Blackfish? Is that what it's called? The documentary about SeaWorld?
Nah, I'm not sure either.
Again, what is that? Shamu?
Shamu. Yeah, we know Shamu. Yet again, made out to be a very great character.
But turns out these orcas, they have a mean streak. You know, they have a nickname. Killer whales.
The only ones that are known for killing, right?
Yeah, there's not even a shark that's called a killer shark.
No. You just know they kill. Where whales aren't supposed to be killers, so if there's one that kills, they're a killer whale.
And it turns out they don't get that nickname for nothing. There's a viral video going around of orcas actually attacking a great white shark where they go after it. And Isaiah, if you watch it with the sound on, you hear the orcas. Not only are they attacking and killing a great white shark, the most vicious of all sharks, they're like singing about it.
Yeah, they're like yelling and whatnot. I'd be hyping myself up too. If I took down the beast of beasts, I'd be like, look over here, check out what I'm doing. But also at the same time, they look like bigger than the great white shark.
They outsize that great white shark.
That's a great white shark right there. They look like they're 3 times larger than that great white shark. This doesn't look like a big feat for me.
And there's one great white shark
and
to several. Well, yeah, I guess there's 2.
There's 2 of them.
They're ganging up on them. So it's not even really a fair fight.
I don't think it's all that impressive, if I'm being honest.
You don't?
I think it's impressive,
I think anybody killing a great white shark is impressive.
But they're so much bigger, though.
But still, that's Jaws being taken down.
But there's 2 of them.
Easily.
There's 2 of them, though.
Yeah, but how many people are on the boat in Jaws?
I can't be sure.
It took them a long time and a lot of effort. Where the orcas, they just gang up on the shark and it's over with.
Like, I just don't understand they're so much bigger. Like, are orcas normally so much bigger than a great white shark?
I mean, whales are pretty large.
They're large, but yeah, I feel like a great white should be a big shark. If orcas are bigger, they should be the big bad in the ocean, not the great white.
I think that's what we're seeing is that they're trying to showcase their dominance, that they've got the great white sharks are nothing, that orcas need their own week on Discovery Plus because they've got it. They rule the ocean. You don't mess with orcas.
Not now.
They almost seem like bullies in this video.
Yeah, they do seem like bullies because they're 2v1 in them. It's not a fair fight.
Yeah.
Maybe a 1v1, let me see how it goes. A 2v1, that's just not fair. You're already bigger.
It's time for us to stop, for one thing, seeing orcas as this gentle giant, this creature that has gotten a bad hand in life.
But I don't feel bad for the great white shark. Like, you're a great white. Yeah, you can't defend yourself. You gotta man up.
He got what was coming to him, probably, too.
He's had a lot of killings in his life, probably.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
I've got a guy here. We have to be mature about this story. Can you be mature, Isaiah?
I'm always very mature.
All right. I've got a guy here who claims he has suffered from uncontrollable flatulence for 5 years.
That sounds pretty terrible.
In other words, he can't stop farting. He has not been able to stop for 5 years. Now, he says he knows the cause. He knows what it comes from. It was in 2017. He ate a festive roll at a Christmas market. He says that caused him, hours after he ate it, he was hit by stomach cramps, fever, vomiting, and diarrhea. And he was bedridden for 5 weeks. Pretty horrible.
That's a long time to be bedridden.
That is, I think more than a day sounds like a long time.
Yeah, 5 weeks, that's a pretty extensive stay. Maybe he should have went to the doctor, I'm thinking.
Pretty terrible, right? But now after he was able to get back up out of bed and, a lot of those symptoms subsided, one thing has not subsided since then, since Christmas of 2017. And that is loud stomach noises, the churning of the stomach, the growling. And again, uncontrollable and frequent flatulence. He's been dealing with this for 5 years.
I don't buy it.
You don't buy it? You don't think it comes from one festive roll, whatever that means? I think it's like a wrap, it looks like.
Because at some point in your life, whatever you eat, it will end up exiting your system. Like it'll just get flushed out.
What if it's like a virus or a bacteria?
Well, then go to the
keeps
doctor.
Reproducing inside your body.
I don't know what you want from me. Go to the doctor, get your stomach tested, whatever. But it can't be. It's not from that sandwich. It's been 5 years. It's out of your body.
He is so convinced that it's from the sandwich that he is now suing.
Oh, geez. Here we go.
The makers of the sandwich.
Here we go.
The company that operated the food stall, Frankfurt Christmas Market Ltd. Whatever. What does Ltd stand for?
Isn't it like limited time or something?
I don't think. In this case, I don't think.
I don't think that's
actually
what it
maybe
is.
it is, right? Limited. Anyways, he's suing them due to the life-altering, in his words, symptoms that he has been experiencing. He's suing for about $243,000.
$243,000. I think what old boy needs to do here, I think he needs to change his diet. It sounds like his diet must not be right, because that's like the only reason that you could have this. If you're eating very unhealthy, that's what this sounds like to me. This cannot be from the sandwich you ate 5 years ago.
He's eating so unhealthy so constantly for 5 years?
I mean, I assume so. Because there's no way that something you ate 5 years ago is going to be affecting you today. Whatever I ate 5 years ago, if I haven't eaten it since, it is not impacting my life today.
All right, that's Dr. Isaiah's opinion. Now, here's another question I want to ask you. Let's say you've got a buddy, you've got a friend, and he suffers from this condition.
Oh, is it you? Is that what you're telling me?
Could you? Well, don't you think you would have noticed? Don't you think you would have noticed if I was uncontrollably flatulating?
Well, I have had my thoughts about it. Yeah, my suspicions.
Do you think you could remain friends with somebody who developed this?
For me, it's a no.
It's a no?
It's a no for me. I'm not really.
Is it the smell? Is it the sound?
It's the whole thing with it. That's just not my style. I don't appreciate that. If you're gonna be in my car, we're driving around together, you have to go. Like, it's not for me. Unfortunately, our friendship will have to end. I will have to find other friends.
It makes you see why this man is suing. He's probably got no friends. He's alienated himself. He says he can't sleep through the night because the sounds
the wildest thing I've ever heard.
The sounds his stomach will make wake him up.
He is stretching so hard. He is stretching. They wake you up. Your stomach noises. Like, I went to bed with my stomach growling, and I still fall asleep.
I think, I don't know. That's, well, it must be very intense, what he's experiencing. I think it'd just be hard to have a serious moment, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're trying to talk with your wife or whatever, and it's like, honey,
you can't.
I really think that we need to...
Is he married?
And then a sound lets out. And how are you going to continue on? Yeah, it doesn't say.
He has to be single.
Maybe not anymore.
He has got to be single.
After what has happened for the past 5 years, it'd be tough.
No chance he has a woman.
That is.
I put odds at 1%.
Well, then he should sue for even more.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.